Welcome to Final Expense Telesales. My name is Dana Neeson, and today I am bringing our newest manager to the Agent and Training Program. Welcome, Chris Murphy.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to dive into asking you some questions today for everyone who cares to watch the video. But we are growing like crazy. We need
That's
all
right.
the help that we can get, and we're so excited to have you on to help those new agents that are struggling. So I'm just going to get right to it, Chris. Tell us
Okay.
who you are, your background, how long you've been in the business for, and we'll start there.
Gotcha. Name's Chris Murphy. I've been in the business for since 2015, 9 years. A little bit about me. I family man, been with the same woman for since I was 20, she was 19. We moved in with each other. I was 21, she was 20. We have kids. So family. Um, done many things. I started off in restaurant business, really did that for about 20 years. At 36, I was able to get myself out of the restaurant business. And so, so that was great. And doing insurance, kind of done field sales. I've done telesales. I've been with IMOs. I've been with other marketing organizations that may be different than IMOs. So I've sold annuities, I've sold term policies, IULs, you name it. I've pretty much done it in the insurance business.
What in the 9 years that you've been selling, what was the longest amount of time you were with one particular company or organization?
2.5 years.
Okay, and what happened with that relationship?
Disagreement of what's right, and kind of after you move up and you get into a company, you see the real the fluff is gone, and you see the real people for who they are and what they're doing, and how they're handling their business agents teams. And there was just some things that were not the direction of how I wanted to be, or how I wanted to treat others. And so kind of bumped heads and then just parted ways.
Okay, wow. And that 2.5 years, that's definitely a long time to be with one organization and to have to start over. How long ago was that?
So that was about the end of COVID. There was, some I kind of like stepped away and then didn't work for a while, just basically lived off my through pay. And eventually, 7, 8 months later, that all runs out. And you got to go back to work. And
Okay.
since that was the field days, things were a lot different. And I looked into a couple of things, and then that's kind of like when I started to get into telesales. And then I did that for a couple of years with two other different companies, and
Mhm.
before coming here.
And how did you find us? How did you find Tailored Legacy?
I have a really good friend, and we've been through multiple companies together, and we kind of share a lot of the same views, and we were looking for the same thing, and we were kind of getting ran through the runner on a lot of things. And he was over here for a little bit, and he was raving about everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty much on my way out of the insurance world.
Wow.
And Manning, well, you don't mind if I say the name, do you? I
No,
already,
not at all. We just
yeah.
interviewed him a
Yeah.
couple months ago.
So Manny, he was like, bro, you should really take a look at this. It's everything we've been looking for and been talking about doing for the last like 4 years. And I said, all right, I'll take a look at it. And then I started looking in, and Dana, I mean, blew me away. The amount of information she was giving away, what she was trying to create as I started to look into it. Plus, this company, the prior company I worked at, kind of brainwashed me to really see this company as not what it really is. And they did a good job, because I was like, yeah, Lincoln Heritage. What? No way. That's a garbage company. And after talking to Dana and getting involved and really kind of seeing um, more or less what, like, taking the product of Lincoln Heritage and that the company and what they do, but then, in this telesales format that I've never seen anything like, and I was blown away. So pretty quickly I was like, hey, I'm going to be a manager here because this is what I want to do. This is what I've been looking for. Like, so I did. I kind of just I just jumped all in, and I've been trying to, help learn, just grow, and it's been amazing. And what else you want to know? Is that good or?
Yeah, no, I have a lot more questions for sure.
Sure.
So I just want to go back just a second, because you had said something that I think a lot of people can relate to, that the other company that you were with, and we'll keep them nameless,
Yes.
was brainwashing you to think that Lincoln Heritage is just like the worst company on planet Earth.
Mhm.
And probably not just that, but that same company also puts a lot of time and effort into putting this team down too.
Yes. Yeah.
And so can you just speak on what you realized actually being here now, how that information that you were being fed, how it is actually very different from what you're seeing?
Yeah. Well, I think, unfortunately, what we do in society, people, and could be a little deep, but when you are afraid or you are challenged, threatened, or someone better than you, and you can't beat them, the only way to win is to put them down and destroy their name. So that's kind of what I see, because the company really did kind of piggyback off, but it's not the same. And when you're in an environment and you're hungry and you're trying and you're grinding, the people that you are working with on a daily, they become friends, they become mentors, they be, unit, community. And
Sure.
when you start hearing the same thing from everybody, like, it's got to be true, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's not. And I see that in this industry a lot, if you say a lie long enough, does it becomes truth kind
Yeah.
of aspect. So that's really what I saw. And then when I got over here, the Veil, I was like, whoa, this company, nothing like that. I mean, absolutely nothing. Adam Hale and Dana Neeson, what they've done here to this telesales organization with this company is, I mean, it's a dream for anybody in the insurance world. Like, I 100%, I mean, I bet my daughter's life on
Wow.
that if you came here and you put in the time, that it's impossible for you to fail.
Yeah.
With Dana's teaching, coaching, with the management team, with all the YouTube videos, everything she's put into the sales resources, the daily training. I mean, the only way you're going to fail is if you don't work and you don't grow.
Yeah.
Besides that, this is bulletproof. Plus, you don't even cost any money. I mean, when I was in the field, guys, day one, $5,000 get to work. Like, it was $5,000 on, January 1st. That's what it cost me, and now get to work. So it's like, okay, well, I don't make any profit until I get past 5 grand, because that's about what my operating cost was.
Mm-hmm.
So here you come in, I mean, really no cost at all. And boom, you got teaching, you got leads, you get a decent commission. And when you work the numbers, I know you guys may be thinking, oh, the commission, the commission. Do the just don't listen to somebody else. Just physically get a calculator and do the math. And you'll see in the long run, over a year, you're going to make the same, if not more, but you have so much stress-free, beyond stress-free of the amount of overhead that you have to, maintain.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
think
mean,
that goes a long way, what you just said about not having to deal with the stress that goes into also being a business owner. Like, you get the freedom of being an independent contractor without the stress of having to constantly replenish the capital to keep it going,
yeah,
which kind of gives you the best of both worlds. And you're starting to see other people in the industry now duplicating this business model because of how such of a high demand there is. And I'm really proud of the fact that we're definitely one of the founders, right?
You
Of
are. You're the pioneer of this. I'm gonna call you the Gary V of the final expense world. So if
I
y'all,
will give a shout out though. I will give a shout out because I know I'm definitely not the first and I will not be the last, but I'll tell you that for the agents that are not in my territory that want a free lead reduced commission model, I think that SLS, Senior Life Services, run by Justin Von Eigem, they're a class act organization. And they definitely have been doing it a lot longer than I have. But I've learned, a lot from them. And I think they're great.
absolutely. I actually interviewed with them before I came here.
And what was it, just Manny's recommendation that had you kind of teeter more towards here?
It was Manny, but it was really after I like dived in, and saw what was actually going on, what your big vision, what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
And it just is like, I mean, me and Manny, we've talked about many things of all trying to do, and every time we've been like, yeah, no worries, we just need, 6 figures, get that started. No worries. We got a lot of ideas, but I ain't got $1 million. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Without Adam Hale,
oh yeah,
really being the backbone and the support to the man behind the curtain, I call him.
yes.
Just 16 years in the business, a huge amount of capital under his belt, keeps the lights turned on for all of us.
Mhm.
And we're definitely not going anywhere, that's for sure.
Yeah. One
Um,
other thing about Adam Hale is, in this business, regardless of the fact of what people say, I actually never really heard anybody say anything unethical in a business manner from Adam Hale.
no,
You may not like him. That's cool. He might be a jerk because he told you the truth and you didn't like it. Well, I mean, it is. But through all my 9 years and, the different places and all the people I've known, I've heard of him for many years. And even people that like would trash Lincoln Heritage, they never really trashed Adam Hale. So that goes to say something for an individual. That with you, Manny, it was just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna give this a go. This is gonna be my last Ruha. If I find the same things going on in this organization that I find in so many other, I'm like done with the insurance business. I
I'm
was
so
just gonna,
glad that you came
yeah,
over here and we were able to prove to you that it's not that at all.
yeah,
And I'm so excited to be part of your continued growth here because that's the goal, right? Even though
yeah.
you're technically at this point, like what we're calling a manager in training, because you're still selling, you still have personal production. What do you think is possible for an agent that works an 8-hour day, even an 8 to 10 hour day, with the opportunity that we have? How many sales do you think someone can get in a day here?
Well, when you first start off and you've got no experience,
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe, one or two. As you learn and grow, I mean, we've got agents getting 3, 4, 5 sales a day.
Yep.
We have multiple agents doing 2 to 3 sales a day, every day.
Yep.
And some of these agents started a month ago. Some of these agents been here a year. Some of them are brand new, and just through our agent in training program, basically being able to kind of get into a conversation and then allow someone like a manager to come into your call and kind of like take over,
Mhm.
almost like back in the day in the field. The way we trained was car rides, like, right along. So you be here at 9 o'clock, you jump in the car and I'll drop you back off at dark, and that's it. Like, we're gonna go. And that's how you learned. So this is kind of like the same concept, except for on
Mhm.
the phone. So it's basically like you got someone with years of experience with tons of knowledge about the products that you're selling, be able to just kind of jump into a call, take it over. You sit back, you listen, you learn, they close the deal for you, and it's in your name. If it's immediate business, you're paid the next day. Like when you wake up, it's in your
Yeah.
account. So
Yeah.
it's like, for new agents, I mean, we got some people that have no experience, never even done insurance, and they're getting paid the first week they work. So, and they didn't close the sale.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the bonuses and how attainable those are to get, right? So we have three ways people can get bonuses here. We have a daily talk time bonus.
Yep.
We have a weekly submit bonus for AP, and then a monthly issued bonus. Do you think that everyone is taking full advantage of what the bonuses are here? And I don't think so either, but it's there. Talk about that.
It's really not. In, when I first started too, because I was just kind of like checking it out again, like I was really done with insurance. And I didn't even capitalize on it when I first came in until, you started getting business and about the insurance. There's a lot of post dating with the final expense market. So
Yeah.
you kind of like the first of the month is when you get your big, amount, and you're kind of building. And so it takes a little bit to start building that up. But, for somebody that has no experience and you need to make money, you can come in here, you can jump on the phone, you can talk, you can screw up, you can fail, you can, and still at the end of the day get $100, and you made no sale, and all you did was fail all day, and they gave you $100. And it's like, whoa, what? And so you come back tomorrow and you fail all day because you're new and you have no clue what's going on, but you did the work, and boom, they put another $100 the very next day in your account. So, I mean, you can come in, make no sales, and very easily make $500 to $1,000 a week and not even make a sale. Now, of course, if you do that multiple weeks, it might not be for you, but
And to be honest, there's no way that you're going to be putting in that much talk time and not get sales, because
yeah.
it's we don't even want you selling them on your own. We're trying to get you to tee up the opportunity to the people that are in the top 1%. So you're literally going to stumble over sales just because we're going to be taking over your calls for you.
Right.
Um,
And get a bonus at the end the next day for talk time too.
yes, exactly. Right. So, what else would you like to share with any of the agents kind of watching this from afar, second guessing what we're offering, and actually, let me just reverse the question. I will die on the hill that I believe that part-time is a road to failure.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time agents. It's definitely not something I'm interested. Can you speak to the fact, now that you've been in it and you've seen it, what are your thoughts on people that are just trying to do it part-time?
Well, I kind of,
not in the industry, but here specifically.
yeah, but I mean, it actually goes to anything. I mean, you can talk about this specifically, but in general, I mean, if you dip your toe in the water, you never get really wet. So to me, it's like a race car, a NASCAR. If anybody knows about NASCAR, when it's running at about 45, 60 miles an hour, it's junk, it's rattling, it's horrible. It sounds like it's about to fall apart. As soon as that baby hits about 85 miles an hour, it's humming. It sounds amazing, the engine. So, this business is like a race car. Like, you can't just go slow in it. I mean, you got to get in, you got to go fast. You got to put in the time and grind, because you are going to fail. I use this analogy, and I'm not going to say it the exact way, but you think you got this big pile of doo-doo in front of you, right?
Okay.
And you can't go around it. There's only one way through. It's stinky, it's smelly, it's going to be hot, it's going to take a while. But once you get through on the other side, like, you can become your own ATM. And but if you don't do the work, if you don't put in the time, and if you don't want to really grow, then you're never going to get there. And it doesn't matter what you got to do that anywhere you go. You can't just fluff it. So here, if you come in and you work a little bit here and you work a little bit there, you're never going to build up the compounding energy momentum. You're never going to really get in your stride or groove. If you look at anything you do and you do it well, it's because you probably are consistently doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Nobody does anything really well just once in a while.
Yeah, that's really well said. All of your analogies. I like the race car analogy, the other smelly analogy. It's all good stuff, all good stuff. And, so grateful that you did decide to come over here and be a part of the management team to help the new agents. And if you're watching this and you have connected with Chris or any of the other managers that we interviewed a few months ago, Melissa, and Manny, we are all here to help and support you in your learning journey. You will definitely never run out of people to talk to. Unlimited leads, outbound, live transfers, daily training, help with your calls, and really anything you could ever want in
Daily cash.
and the
Daily
daily cash.
Don't
Daily
forget,
cash to
I
talk
mean,
to. We pay you to fail.
yeah, absolutely. And most people are going to come here for the money, but I guarantee you're going to stay because of the fulfillment. That's why most of us that have made it successful stay. It's really not about the money anymore. It's more about like, seeing other people get out of the rat race of America, or seeing other families that, you put in a position that when they die, like, man, those folks, they're taken care of. Like, it's fulfilling, becomes purposeful.
Absolutely. Well, you know how I feel about the FCGS and, everything that they do for families. We just
Oh,
had
yeah.
Ben Kraft on as a guest speaker on our team, who is the vice president of the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. And I'm a
Oh, Ben
former
Kraft.
and everything that they do, and very proud to represent such a strong organization. And by the way, have you ever heard me or Adam put any other company down, privately on a team meeting or, between us? Have you ever heard us?
No, and matter of fact, it's a bad culture because that's just, it's not a great way to build a team, is on basically lies. I mean, I don't really talk bad about any companies. I will tell sometimes clients, I'm like, look, I don't talk bad about the company, but if you were my worst enemy, I wouldn't write you that policy. If you know what I mean. That's about the most I'll talk bad, because what do you get out of that? I mean, you're lowering yourself. Like, why?
Absolutely. Well, Chris, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to let you get back to helping agents sell some policies.
Awesome.
And
It was
if you
my
found
pleasure.
value from this video, please give it a like, post a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.